It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Toronto Raptors. For the Raptors, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball, looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. Well, tonight we get to see one of the top point guards in the league, and Kyle Lowry. You know all about his ability to shoot and come up with big plays, but he also has a great basketball IQ, studies the game as much as anybody does.
Oh, he's a student of the game. He watches film, from what I hear, religiously all the time, trying to exploit the weaknesses of his opposition. He's fantastic with his court awareness. I love Kyle Lowry.
Do you watch a lot of film, Shaq?
I don't watch a lot of film, but I watch this guy. He's the second coming of Chris Paul.
Really?
He's developed into a leader and a coach on the floor.
Wow, that is very, very strong.
Yes.
From you, Shaq.
Best leader in basketball.
Kenny,
a friend
do you
of
watch
mine
a lot
always
of
says
films?
that.
I did watch a lot of film, you know.
These days, do you watch many films?
Yeah, I watch, I just saw a couple movies by Denzel Washington, a couple movies by, I watch a lot of film.
I only got one film I watch, Ernie.
What's that?
Your highlight reel.
I Am Kazam.
We'll see you later.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brett Berry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. It's all about the Eastern Conference. That's where the action is today as the Atlanta Hawks get ready to battle. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad. And last year, they were able to take the edge in the series thanks to some clutch play.
And they really took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
A marquee matchup tonight. Two great centers going head-to-head. Brent, talk about the attributes scouts are looking for out of modern-day centers.
I think one of the things that they look for first with regards to a big man, Kevin, is a guy who doesn't shy away from contact. I know the game is moving with a little more open pace and space, but still, your big guy's got to want to be physical because there are times in the game, whether he's touching it in the post or not, he's got to be a presence both offensively and defensively. That requires taking a few hits.
And with the ability to pass, and you know, other guys like Bogut, even at an advanced age, can still, I think, make a difference in that position.
Yeah, but if you look at guys like Bogut and Steven Adams, they're still willing to sacrifice their body, not for the glory of having the ball, but everything they can do for getting the ball into open space for their guards. That means hitting a guy, setting hard screens. That physicality has got to be priority one.
Here are the five for the Raptors. Ibaka is the four, and Valanciunas in the middle. Lowry out there with Norman Powell, and it's DeRozan in at the 3 slot. Now here's Powell. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
A bit of a tough start here at 1 for 4.
Lowry against Schroeder. Prince outside. Off the screen. It's hauled in by the Raptors. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Yeah, I mean, it was such an unlikely outcome. I don't think anybody saw that transpiring. That third quarter frenzy they put together, just incredible.
Rosen dishes to Ibaka. Prince with it. He had 13 points in the win against New York. Schroeder with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Floats one up, and that one's good. Schroeder's got 5.
And even though Schroeder might be on the light end of things when it comes to his weight, he remains relentless driving towards the basket.
Here's Lowry. Pass to Valanciunas. Dedmon with the block. Now here's Schroeder, and he just worked New York in that last game. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Well, not known as an outside Schroeder, he's definitely working on his three-point accuracy.
And Ibaka kicks to Valanciunas. At the elbow, it's Ibaka. Up top, Powell. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, he has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the limb.
Wait, did you just say trickeration, GA? I think it's a size disadvantage there that he was willing to attack, but you have to develop that skill set and have counters.
What's up?
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Schroeder kicks to Ilyasova. The Hawks working the ball around. Back to Schroeder. Prince outside. 5 to shoot. Ilyasova sets a screen for Prince. Ilyasova a screen. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's funny how you see so many picks, but this one sets up the defense well. No one rotates over. Bang. Just don't touch him right now, okay? You're going to burn yourself. The guy is on fire.
Valanciunas with a screen on Prince. DeRozan passes to Valanciunas. Out to DeRozan. Here's Ibaka. And again, no good by Toronto.
Well, the defense better look up and say thanks. Leaving guys that wide open is not a recipe for success.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And I like how scrappy and aggressive Lowry is on the court. And it's easy to see how much his teammates enjoy playing alongside him.
And Kyle Lowry over the last few seasons slimmed down about 15 pounds. He's, Greg, been playing the best basketball of his career.
No doubt. He's still got that low center of gravity, almost like a bowling ball. He just gets under his man, and his strength and tenacity enable him to create chaos at both ends of the floor.
And he makes the first. Collins checked in for Ilyasova. And so Lowry nails both of them.
Slight change in the Hawks in terms of the front office responsibilities, as Coach Mike Budenholzer had been running the show, but he relinquished those responsibilities as Travis Schlenk came from the Golden State Warriors to head up the general manager's position.
Now here's Schroeder. He's got 10. Here's Collins, and the rejection by Ibaka.
The size, the timing of Ibaka, tailor-made for protecting the rim.
Tries again, and the nice bucket inside from DeRozan.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
Here's Collins. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. And Brent, do you like the move for the Hawks? New head of basketball operations?
Well, I think Mike Budenholzer, you could see in his reaction to them hiring a new general manager that he was just fine with that. He's a coach. That's all he wants to do is coach. Now he's going to have a chance to coach. This guy is just shredding the defense right now. He's hitting any shots he's putting up.
DeRozan against Prince, and it's blocked.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And it's Toronto with the rebound. Valanciunas has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And DeRozan, here we go, misses from close range.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Now here's Schroeder. He's got 13. Dedmon's shot is off.
And getting a hand in the shooter's face, locking down that in-between area.
Just taking on the challenge on every possession. I love defenders who give nothing away.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. The Hawks leading by 6. And here's Schroeder. Powell with the steal. Now running, there comes Lowry pushing the ball up. And the layup falls.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some runouts.
Bazemore dishes to Prince. To the inside. Shot's good by Dedmon. Dedmon's got his first points of the game.
Dedmon using his size on the inside and the defense trying to do their best to keep him away from the basket. Not that time.
Got a piece of it. And that'll be Toronto as it goes out of bounds. Raptors retain possession. Mike Muscala is checked in for Atlanta. Bellinelli comes in for Kent Bazemore. And then for Toronto, Nogueira is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Wright in for Kyle Lowry. And here's Miles outside. Here's Nogueira. They get a hand on it.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Out to the wing. Bellinelli for 3. No good that time. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Down low. Now Prince. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game.
And trust me, Dennis Schroeder would love to score the basketball, but his ability to set up his teammates is also effective.
Now here's Wright, trailing here by 8. Outside for Miles. Got it. Good job in the low post.
That's as sweet as you're going to get it. Fluid motion, great lift, rolls right off the fingertips.
Now let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Mike Budenholzer.
Well, Kevin, no surprise he said their focus has to be on defense when you're going up against a team that's so crafty on offense. He said we have to avoid mental lapses because they will take advantage. We'll see if they're on their game tonight, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. So he wants their best effort defensively, knowing what a slick shooting team they're up against.
And I think they'd be smart to try to deny them the ball inside, guys. That the best way to keep a team from getting hot is to not give them the easy looks down low.
Yeah, make sure there is no vacancies out there at the three-point line, Greg. This is a team that can really hurt you from all over the floor.
Two shots.
No good on that one. We all know it takes stars to win championships, Brent, but it also takes a lot of support. In your opinion, who are some of the NBA's better role players? Guys that don't have to be on the marquee, can be on the side, but still are contributors.
A couple guys come to mind, Kevin, and I'm thinking about last year, the way that Eric Gordon took the role of coming off the bench for the Houston Rockets and had a tremendous season for them. Kind of a selfless act for a guy who had started most of his career and was injury plagued. That opportunity, and maybe that selfishness had some karma behind it, and he had a great season. Another guy I would say is Cameron Payne, a guy that just has a great energy and a great spirit, looking for his opportunity, always excited to get to the game. But those are the kind of guys you need. Yeah. Energy, excited to be there, and every night are going to give it to you. And I'll throw Patty Mills in the mix as well. Those kind of guys with unbridled spirit, great role players to have.
Now here's Wright. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. There's the pass to Anunoby. There's Siakam. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Collins, a screen on Miles. Delaney kicks to Collins. Back to Delaney from about 16. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
I'm not sure why anyone would leave him alone at that range. Head scratcher.
Out to the right wing. Back to right. Out to the right wing. Here's Anunoby. Nice shot from 10 feet out. Anunoby's got his first points in this one. The Hawks leading by 3. Delaney, the pass to Babbitt. Now the dish to Collins. Lays it up off the glass.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Siakam kicks to right. He feeds it to Nogueira. Over Muscala. And it's good from the elbow.
And at his height, you have to like what he gives you as a shooter.
But when he squares up from the medium range, there's little things you could do to stop him.
Here's Babbitt. Delaney kicks to Bellinelli. There's the pick. 6 to shoot. Here's Muscala. And it's off from three-point range.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Miles, the pass to Siakam. Here's Nogueira. Right, left side. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
Delaney kicks to Babbitt. Now, here is Muscala. He's guarded closely. Here's Collins. It's deflected, and he gets it back. And he recovers it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Raptors trail by 3. Right outside. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
That screen made it impossible for the defense to put up any kind of fight.
Raptors have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far.
And looking at the numbers this season, they're shooting a robust 82% from the line. That's about as good as it gets.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one drops. He ties it up. And you look at the Raptors, one of the top teams in the East, Greg, but do they have a chance to go all the way?
I think they're a threat to make the finals. Can they win it all? They may be a piece or two away, but still a young and aggressive core. They continue to try to add pieces, and this is a group that has proven they want to win and win now.
Now here's Wright. He has 6. Pass to Siakam. And he converts the layup. Siakam's got his second basket.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Collins kicks to Bellinelli. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Delaney no good. Toronto's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Cuts off the pass. And Bellinelli kicks to Babbitt. Nogueira with the steal. Here's Anunoby. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. A big-time effort for Dennis Schroeder, providing a lot of energy for Atlanta. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all, and he looks to be planning for more. And we'll be right back after this. we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And for the Hawks, guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, that prevented some points, didn't it? Also, how you have that intimidation factor going early on. You wonder if in the fourth quarter they'll think back to the first.
And the Raptors shooting under 40% all in all for the game. We've got Ilyasova. He's out there with Mike Muscala. Luke Babbitt is out there with Bellinelli. And it's Delaney in at the point. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Siakam passes to Nogueira. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Coaching staff high-fiving themselves there, watching that team move the ball around, doing whatever is best for the team.
Delaney kicks to Ilyasova. Here's Delaney, guarded by Wright. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots over DeRozan. That's short off the rim.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Here's Bellinelli. DeRozan defending. Bellinelli passes to Delaney. Muscala nailed from three-point land. Muscala's got 5.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
DeRozan dishes to Nogueira. And DeRozan throws it down hard.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness. And Atlanta has possession after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago.
Yeah, that's just not a good pass. I don't know what he's thinking there. A poor decision.
For the Hawks, Wayne Dedmon comes in for Muscala. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Bellinelli. And then for Toronto, Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Siakam. And Kyle Lowry subbed in for Wright. Now, here's Nogueira. Down low and stolen by Ilyasova. Here's Babbitt inside. Dedmon's shot is off.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Now, we all know, Brent, you grew up in a real basketball environment. What effect did watching your dad and competing against your brothers and being in that conversation at the dinner table have on the development of your playing style?
Well, I think first and foremost what comes to mind, Kevin, is just competing. And it wasn't just competing at basketball. It was wiffle ball in the backyard, soccer in the fall, baseball in the spring, Monopoly during the weekends. So anything we could get our hands on that had to do with the game. Yeah, it was about that competition.
And what do you do now in retirement? Is there what do you find to just stimulate the competitive side?
Well, I beat my kids in Monopoly, I can tell you that.
First free throw is good. And one thing that's a constant for Atlanta, great activity defensively.
Well, there's a system offensively for the Hawks, but there is a system of rules for them also defensively. So they did a good job of being in good position, setting themselves up to defend plays, to get steals and deflections and draw charges. And they did a great job last year with the addition of Dwight Howard being a better rebounding team. That's something they need to try to hang their hat on this year as well.
And the Raptors, unique in the NBA, they have a whole nation behind them.
And basketball continues to gain in popularity, especially with the younger generation in Canada. The Raptors are coming to relevance at the perfect time, and the rabid fan base energized by how competitive this group's been the last couple seasons.
Now, here's DeRozan. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Indiana.
And his touch inside more than makes up for Lowry's lack of size. He's a terrific finisher in the paint and doesn't miss many once he gets in tight.
Here's Delaney. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. The Hawks working the ball around. Lock at 6. He tries for 3. And Valanciunas pulls it down. Valanciunas has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Lowry, and the layup's good off the glass. Lowry's got 4 points this quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Dedmon kicks it to Bazemore. They set the pick. Here's Babbitt. Here's Delaney. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. To the paint. Here's Ibaka. Can't connect from short range.
It has to be frustrated out there right now. His teammates are really picking up the slack for a lackluster offensive night.
And Ilyasova kicks to Babbitt. Now here's Bazemore. DeRozan defending. The kick out to Ilyasova. Latrey. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got rebound number 8 now on the night. And finished off by DeRozan.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Now here's Bazemore. 14 points from him the last game against New York.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
On the wing, DeRozan. He's covered by Bazemore. Valanciunas passes to DeRozan. Shoots from the baseline. And there's Valanciunas on the assist from DeRozan.
And usually teams go on runs and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks, but not now.
Ilyasova, screen on DeRozan. Passes to Ilyasova. It's stolen by Lowry. Ibaka outside. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
The Hawks shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. Atlanta making some changes. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Luke Babbitt. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Kent Bazemore. The Raptors also with a sub. Powell's checked in. And going into last season, Kent Bazemore commanding a salary in excess of $17 million. Greg, how did an undrafted player coming off his first starting season in the league get that kind of salary?
Timing is everything. Reflection of the market. You remember he had that huge spike in the cap. It's also a bet on his upside and work ethic. And with Bazemore, you see that the dedication to improve is there, and that's what made the Hawks comfortable with the contract.
They get it again. Dedmon. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Dedmon using his length that time on the offensive end.
Schroeder against Lowry. Screened by Ibaka. Up top, DeRozan. He has 6. Just 5 on the clock. Over Prince. DeRozan's shot is off.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Shots good by Dedmon.
That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Yeah, and this team depends on Lowry. I mean, so skilled at creating shots for himself or his teammates.
The Hawks trailing. Out left to the wing. Schroeder dishes to Dedmon. With some arc, and it's blocked by Ibaka.
And Serge Ibaka, remember, it was a first-team all-defense selection. But over time, I think he's become more of a scoring-minded player, and I think that's affected his impact defensively.
First trip to the line for him here.
Yeah, he's at 81% from the line, and when we've had a chance to see him, he's had great form and continues to look confident.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first.
And what's interesting about Ibaka, he's played basketball internationally ever since joining the NBA back in '08. In fact, he won a silver medal with Spain in 2012.
Atlanta making a switch here. Collins is checked in. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Toronto. And both free throws good for Serge Ibaka.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Raptors with the lead. And Serge Ibaka, the league leader in block shots for 2 years in a row in 2012 and 13, but he sends him back at about half the rate he once did.
Yeah, but even still, a pretty good shot blocker. You add in his finishing and outside shooting, and he's a player to be reckoned with.
Here's Prince. The rebound by Ibaka.
Well, important to get great balance if you get bumped on your way to the basket. Still something that every player tries to get comfortable with.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And a lot of speculation, Greg, this past summer for where Kyle Lowry would end up. Ultimately, he decides to stay with Toronto.
Yeah, you know, Lowry visited other teams, but felt he had unfinished business in Toronto and teams up with DeRozan so well. Just a great fit for both sides when you look at it.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Brent, you have 2 championship rings. Some guys would kill for 1. Talk about a season where you thought you would capture a title, but for some reason it just wasn't meant to be.
It's interesting, after the 2005 championship in San Antonio, coming back in 2006, I thought we were destined to get the job done that very next year. And it's funny how slight the difference is between a championship season and just a contending season, Kevin. An injury, a bounce, a foul, a free throw. It makes you appreciate the fragility of what a championship season is all about.
Well said. Now, here is Muscala. 5 points in the game. Prince misses. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. From past the arc. Ibaka, no luck. The Hawks trail by 4. The drive by Schroeder. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
Nothing discourages Schroeder when he's driving towards the rim. Does not see things in his way, and he has no problem taking hits on the way.
The Hawks have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. That's good from Schroeder.
And Dennis Schroeder, a full-time starter for the first time just last season, upped his scoring average to around 18 points a game, but they really turned the keys over to what it was that they were going to do behind Dennis Schroeder and his ability. At the same time, it was the best shooting percentages he had in his very young career.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And Schroeder can score. He also averaged about 6 assists a game last season.
Well, the balance between scoring and passing in the first season of Schroeder being a first-time starter for his ball club is something that he needs to work on. That tends to point, Kevin, towards leadership, and the Hawks would like to see more of that.
Here's Bellinelli. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Well, that's some good O there. Always like to see them getting those interior looks.
They set the pick. Miles against Prince. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well over a decade in the NBA for C.J. Miles, taken straight out of high school by the Jazz back in 2005.
And he's just now entering his 30s. A good floor spacer and solid defender at the 2 or 3 spot.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Miles.
And in today's game, we're really so used to thinking of passing as the key to an efficient offense. But this Raptors club, they do it a different way. For them, the screen is the assist, giving their guards space to pull up or attack the rim.
And Miles drops in both. And the Raptors for the last few seasons, Greg, right at the bottom of the league in assists.
Yeah, but nevertheless, they do make good decisions. They're a low turnover team, and they've been pretty efficient offensively. One area where you can offset that is by their ability to get to the free throw line, because that puts a lot of...
Oh,
goodness. And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Here's Prince. Foul on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And if there's one thing the Hawks have hung their hats on, it's been their defense.
Very disciplined across the board. They take charges, they protect the paint, they do a great job with their communication. And even though they get their share of blocks and steals, I think they do a great job of avoiding those cheap fouls.
Shooter kicks to Bellinelli. From outside, off the mark. Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. It's Miles on the wing. Siakam passes to Nogueira. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Dives for it. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Hawks. And to look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Raptors.
And a shot they haven't been looking for very much is that corner 3. And when they have, he's been quick to kind of close out and deny it, and they've had to get their points from elsewhere.
The Hawks leading. Muscala dishes to Prince. Shot off the screen. It's hauled in by the Raptors. It's Miles on the wing. Guarded by Prince. Good. Miles has got 4 points this quarter. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Prince kicks to Muscala. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. The first one falls. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Wright. He has 6. 1:15 left here in the second. Nogueira passes to Miles. Here's Siakam, guarded by Prince. Right side. At the elbow, Nogueira. The Raptors need to get a shot off. Foul for 3, but they get it back. Siakam misses. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, shot A comes to mind for me, because right now that offense, it's a smooth operation.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Nogueira gets a screen for Miles. Down low. He dishes it to Nogueira. Feeds it to Powell. Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Powell. So he gets them both. A tight game here in Atlanta. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And were able to overcome what was a really poor shooting night. And you're not going to be able to win with a percentage as low as theirs that often unless you defend.
Yeah, and they certainly did that. What they lacked in offense, they more than made up with defensively. It wasn't pretty, but it was a win all the same.
Got it up. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's Atlanta leading by just 1. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, your guys have been able to limit their scoring. How have you done that?
Well, I think our activity, hopefully in the pick and rolls, is making it difficult on them, contesting every shot, denying just our activity in general.
High hands and quick feet. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
It was Dennis Schroeder setting the pace in the first quarter. He ended up with 17 points and 1 steal. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. The second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they own the offensive boards.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
Welcome back, folks. Always so much activity going on here in the bustling metropolis of Atlanta, Georgia. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. One guy who's been getting it done is Dennis Schroeder.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
Here's Powell. And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Ibaka is the 4 and Valanciunas in the middle. Norman Powell is out there with Lowry, and it's DeRozan, and at the 3, the small forward. DeRozan against Prince. Bazemore for 3, gets the 3-pointer to fall. Bazemore's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Hawks. Raptors trail by 4. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. Screened by Valanciunas. Now here's Powell. Not a lot of room. And the dunk by Powell.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
Well, that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
Ilyasova is screen on Lowry. Shooter kicks to Ilyasova. No good from outside.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
To the middle, here's Ibaka. That ties it up. Ibaka's got 6.
Yeah, with a hand in his face, no less. Inside, Ibaka uses his long arms to convert through the contact.
Lowry against Schroeder. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Dennis Schroeder plays the game with a real flair. Tremendous confidence in his abilities.
Well, sometimes that gets him in a bit of trouble too, Kevin. You got to minimize some of the energy that you put into the antics that are happening around the game and put that kind of energy back into the game. But still a talented young point guard and a guy who wants to measure himself up against the best in the league every night.
Shoot 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
And the Hawks in the last couple seasons with some roster turnover, established veterans departing, and now with Millsap leaving, they have embraced a complete rebuild.
Schroeder hits them both. And the Hawks traded Howard and lost Paul Millsap in short time. So the rebuild, it would appear, is on for Atlanta.
And it seems like they feel good with how they've approached it. You know, you got to commit to turning things over and starting anew. And the Hawks have taken the first steps to building towards the future.
Valanciunas, good.
Yeah, 3 of 4 to start this half. Offensively, they've been great.
Over to the wing. Schroeder passes to Dedmon. From 13, they grab their own miss. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Dedmon's got 8 points.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
Ibaka with a screen on Prince. And DeRozan kicks to Ibaka. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. DeRozan's got 3 assists now in this one. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. They set the screen. Here's Dedmon, guarded by Valanciunas. And there's the contact on the jam. He gets the whistle, but not the bucket, so 2 shots coming up for him.
And really, DeMar DeRozan is a master at what he calls body hunting. That ability to just kind of draw fouls. I think he and James Harden actually are the guys that have really kind of set the tone for how to create those opportunities to get to the line.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
That's good from Schroeder. And DeMar DeRozan, always, Greg, among the league leaders in free throw attempts.
And when you look at him, 6'7", 220 pounds with tremendous athleticism, he has got all the tools. Beyond, though, that attack mentality, he's a savvy basketball player. Those little shot fakes, his footwork, help this guy live at the line.
Encouraging sign there to see him knock down the free throw.
Anunoby passes to DeRozan. Off the screen. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. He's got 8 and not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
The 11-footer. Dedmon dishes to Schroeder over Lowry, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
This is where I could see Schroeder's game improving. More patience and poise. He excels at using his strong pump fake to his advantage.
He's made all 6 of his tries at the line so far.
And you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Schroeder. Schroeder hits them both. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Lowry passes to Anunoby. Back to Lowry. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
All right, a chance to check out numbers for Bazemore. How last month turned out for him. He's around 14 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
First free throw is good. Atlanta making a switch here. Delaney's checked in. And so Lowry nails both of them. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Delaney. He has 5. Ilyasova, no one around him. They get the rebound. Dedmon, no good. He's missed 3, and he's made 4 of his 7.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And still early in the period, and they're only 1 foul away from being over the limit.
The Hawks have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvement, certainly. Here's the screen. Delaney kicks to Dedmon. Puts up a 3. Delaney no good. The Raptors have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. It's on Jonas Valanciunas. The first free throw is good.
Now, Coach Budenholzer comes from a basketball family. His father coached for over 20 years. It feels like he was just born into it. Definitely what many would consider a coaching lifer.
He's perfect from the line this time. And Mike Budenholzer, winning Coach of the Year in the league in 2015, leading the Hawks to 60 wins.
Well, that was the most wins in franchise history, and an amazing collective effort from the Atlanta Hawks that year. No doubt a high water mark that he's hoping to surpass in the next couple of seasons and become elite in the Eastern Conference.
Delaney kicks it to Bazemore. Here's Dedmon, defended by Ibaka. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Bazemore showing what every lefty has, and that's craftiness. Just uses his body very well and takes smart shots within the offense.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him.
There he is, the product out of Telford, North Carolina. Kent Bazemore has come a very long way during his short time in the NBA. Speaking of Telford, that's got to be one of those places where everybody knows who you are, and Bazemore has that easygoing vibe when you get a chance to meet him.
And so Bazemore nails both of them. And hard scrabble beginnings for Bazemore. Winners without heat. His mom worked 3 jobs to support the family. But what a success story for Kent Bazemore.
Yeah, an incredible story. You can see the work ethic that Kent Bazemore has and how those things have paid off for him. This is a guy who went undrafted, waited for an opportunity, and then pounced on it. The thing is with Kent Bazemore now, are you the type of player who wants to spend the money that you've earned, or do you want to earn the money that you've been given?
Down low, shoots, rebounded by the Hawks. Ilyasova's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Bazemore dishes to Ilyasova. Ilyasova a screen. Bazemore inside the 3-point line. Atlanta again missing.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yep, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
He kicks to Babbitt. Now here's Bazemore. DeRozan defending from 10 feet out. Shots good by Dedmon. Dedmon's got 4 points in the quarter. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Here's DeRozan. It's tipped.
Sensational coverage by Bazemore there. His length makes him a threat to always be able to block shots like that.
Lets it go from 11. Here's Dedmon. Nice D from Valanciunas.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one, and the defense is too.
And Ibaka kicks to Valanciunas. And DeRozan. Here we go. And the basket is good. DeRozan's got 12 points in the game.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
And Ilyasova kicks to Delaney. Ilyasova a screen. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Bazemore, and he uses the glass on the way. He's got 7.
Bazemore wiry, and when he gets on the inside, I like where he finds the space to finish at the rim.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And Ersan Ilyasova out of Turkey, the 36th pick back in 2005.
He's carved out a long and nice career as a spread 4 in this league. Has played for many teams, but has not played in many different ways. He's a good shooter and a good rebounder and keeps getting chances in the NBA.
Atlanta making some changes. Mike Muscala is checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Collins comes in for Ilyasova. And it's Bellinelli in for Kent Bazemore. A new group in now for the Raptors. Nogueira's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Wright in for Kyle Lowry. Here's Bellinelli, defended by Miles. Babbitt's shot is off. Toronto trailing. Miles the pass to Wright. There's the pick. Shot clock at 6. And the shot is good. And the Raptors lead by 1.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
This is sort of the joust of the NBA where the aggressive player, more often than not, wins out.
Here's Collins. He's got 10. Dishes it to Babbitt. The 3. Hits the 3-point bomb. Babbitt's got his second basket of the night.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And Wright kicks to Siakam. Here's Miles. Lays it up and banks it in. Miles has got the game tied up here for Toronto.
Ooh, excellent work getting that close to the basket. Got to be happy getting those type of shots.
Delaney kicks to Muscala. Pops loose off the pick and hammers it home.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
Well, that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
Taurean Prince, he's checked in for the Hawks. That one misses. Atlanta's shooting 35% or so in the third quarter. Whatever they're trying is not working. Great positioning on the putback. Bellinelli's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, he plays with a bit of a sixth sense around the offensive glass. Perfect position for the easy tip in.
Right, the pass to Siakam. They push it up 4-on-3. Delaney kicks to Prince. Traps in the tray. And now a 5-point Atlanta lead.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
Pass to Siakam. Wright sets a screen. It's good. Wright's got 8.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense nowhere to be found.
Atlanta leading by 3. Delaney, the pass to Collins. Collins, a screen on Miles. Delaney kicks to Prince. A shot off that time. Now Toronto takes it the other way. And right, here we go. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
He's got his 4th free throw of the game. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Malcolm Delaney. Powell, he's checked in for Toronto. And right, no good on that one. The Hawks leading. And now here's Prince, the fast break opportunity. Count that one. Prince has got 5 points in the quarter. 1:29 left in the third. Wright against Schroeder. And Wright kicks to Nogueira. It's Miles on the wing. There's the feed to Nogueira. Miles against Prince, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And a look here at the shot chart for Ibaka.
And every time he's pulled up from deep and let it fly, it's found a way to catch iron. Not sure if it is something with his release or the defense is bothering him on his threes, but I would expect him to attack the rim a bit just to kind of mix things up.
And the first one drops. And Miles drops them both. And for the Hawks, they're shooting 43% from the field. Schroeder kicks to Muscala. There's the screen. Schroeder dishes to Muscala. Back to Schroeder. Now the pass to Bellinelli. And there's the foul. It goes on C.J. Miles. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Prince.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
And the Hawks making a change here. Ilyasova's checked in. And so he hits both. Here's Wright. He's got 10. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. And the dunk by Nogueira.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. And here's Ilyasova outside. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 3 assists in the game. Raptors trail by 4. Wright outside. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Miles kicks to Powell. 5 to shoot over Bellinelli. They get it back. Nogueira misses the layup.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely. Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness, zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Hawks lead by 6. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Head coach Mike Budenholzer is mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
Just relax. We're in good shape. Keep looking for each other. Keep cutting hard. Everybody look. Take care of our defense. More pressure. More activity.
That's Coach Mike Budenholzer running through the gambit of areas where he feels they need to excel.
Yeah, I mean, and most of all, coach is asking them to be 100% engaged. Give it your all, and then let the chips fall where they may.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Schroeder and Bellinelli team up in the backcourt. Ilyasova out there with Prince, and it's Muscala in at the 5 down low. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. It's good, and the Hawks lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Miles.
On the attack, he has that ability, trying to close this one out.
Well, beating one guy is one thing, but beating 5, heck of a job there. He's got the talent to finish, too.
Toronto shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. A baseline J, and it's Wright missing.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Siakam, foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Free throw missing. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Atlanta. And then for Toronto, DeRozan comes in for C.J. Miles. And it's Lowry in for Wright. And he sinks the second. The Hawks leading by 6. Schroeder kicks to Ilyasova. There's the triple. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his 5th assist in this one. And so here's Toronto. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. kicks to Powell. Right wing. Toronto working the ball around now. Siakam passes to Powell. And stolen by Ilyasova. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. Here's Bazemore. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
DeRozan gets the bucket.
You love to see the resolve from an offensive player after a disappointing first half. He's been terrific here in the second.
Ilyasova dishes to Prince. Ilyasova a screen. And it's Schroeder missing.
Well, a fast start in the first half. Looks like he's playing this second half in the mud.
And they pick up 2. And now it's only a 5-point Hawks lead.
And somebody throw some cold water on Lowry. The man is on fire. He has taken this game over, and it doesn't look like he has any plans on slowing down.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. They set the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Muscala. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Powell kicks to DeRozan. Poked loose. Prince with the defensive effort. The Hawks leading by 5. Nobody near Schroeder. That doesn't go either for Schroeder. Schroeder against Lowry. That's tipped. Prince against DeRozan. Here's Muscala. Ilyasova passes to Bazemore. Ilyasova dishes to Bazemore. He feeds it to Muscala. There's a good screen. And here we go. Here's Powell. And the shot goes down.
And nicely done. Running the floor well, then attacking the rim.
The exclamation point in transition with the high percentage finish.
Schroeder with the ball. Ilyasova a screen. Pocket 6. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. And that's now 25 points for Dennis Schroeder. And the Raptors call time here.
Well, they've been turning that ball over way too much, and they really need to address this if they want to win this game. Huddle up, boys.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Mike Muscala. Valanciunas is checked in for the Raptors. Baca comes in for Nogueira. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Dwayne Casey just going over the game plan with his team down the stretch. He does not like the high foul number in this game. He told them, you've got to stop biting on the shot fake. Stop gambling for steals. That's giving them easy points at the line. We'll see how they respond.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And Bazemore kicks it over to Schroeder. Ilyasova against Ibaka. And oh, here we go. DeRozan. Nobody down. And the dunk by DeRozan.
How about this run there in the midst of, on the verge of tying it up or maybe even taking the lead?
The aggressiveness has picked up on both sides of the floor, and I'm not sure what took them so long to muster that, but here we are.
The dish now to Bazemore, and the slam dunk by Bazemore.
Awesome throwdown by Bazemore there. He really does get up and jam that one home.
Screen by Valanciunas. And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. DeRozan's got assist number 5 here tonight. Now here's Schroeder. Ilyasova sets a screen for Schroeder. Dedmon kicks it to Bazemore. Ilyasova a screen. 4 on the clock. Valanciunas on the double team. Here's Schroeder. No good from outside. Here's Toronto now. They're on a 12-4 run. Here's Powell. Here's Ibaka. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
I know it's physically impossible, but he's got to be kicking himself. He knows he's got to make those.
Ilyasova, a screen. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Toronto, they've got more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. Kept alive, DeRozan, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. DeRozan's got 12 points in just the second half. And here's Schroeder. They set the pick. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Schroeder's got 27.
Nice use of the pick and roll from Schroeder there. Allows him to get an easy shot.
Powell dishes to DeRozan. Ibaka sets the pick for DeRozan. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Good, Ibaka. And both free throws good for Serge Ibaka. Atlanta's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Schroeder against Lowry. Now Schroeder over Lowry, and the rejection by Lowry. Ibaka goes in. Rebound by the Hawks. Bazemore passes to Schroeder. The shot misses. Nice D from DeRozan. For Toronto, they've got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Lowry, good. And the Raptors lead by 3.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Here's the screen. Here's Schroeder. That's short off the rim.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Count it. Now it's a 5-point Raptor lead.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
High arcing shot. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Ibaka's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Lowry. Here's Valanciunas. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Hawks trail by 5. Dedmon kicks it over to Schroeder. They set the pick. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Prince misses.
And they've had the advantage tonight on the glass, and that's another big one.
DeRozan against Prince. DeRozan gets the bucket.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
Atlanta's shooting not great, 40% for the game. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
And one thing they'll discuss are their defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, DeMar DeRozan.
He deserves a lot of credit, but the D they played on him deserves a little bit of the blame as well. Even when he got hot, they didn't do enough, I don't think, to try and cool him off. And they've been passive when they've needed to be aggressive. And boy, did he make them pay.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Schroeder, and again unable to change momentum here. Fast break Toronto. It's blocked, and they get it back, and Ibaka slams it in. The Hawks trail by 9. Here's Schroeder. It's to Dedmon. Feeds it to Bazemore. The Hawks working the ball around. Passes it to Schroeder. Second chance shot. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Valanciunas. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. And now an 11-point Raptor lead.
I mean, if you're looking to get back into this game, you have to get tougher defensively.
13 feet away, and he hits the jump shot. 29 points for Dennis Schroeder.
And Schroeder continuing to build his confidence, shooting the ball from the perimeter. I'd like to see him square up and sink those J's.
Puts up a 3. Another miss by DeRozan. Lowry against Schroeder. Baseline jumper, and the shot is long. Toronto leading by 9. Outside Lowry to the left wing. Valanciunas with the ball. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Oh, Dedmon with the block.
We've got to respect the wingspan that time of Dwayne on that end. Look, you go up like that and you're a dead man.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
Boy, this final period, they are putting up a ton of shots from deep.
Yeah, and making them. Once you get into this kind of rhythm with the 3 ball, it is so difficult for the defense to do anything about it.
And a wide open look for Valanciunas. Gets an open look and hits.
That's a gorgeous assist. Outstanding at finding his guys in the spots where they want the basketball.
Schroeder against Lowry. Takes it from 10. And the rejection by Ibaka. Dedmon kicks it over to Schroeder. No good off the back of the rim.
Those are the types of looks that you got to finish deep in the paint and limited defensive effort.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Dishes to Lowry. To the inside. Valanciunas passes to DeRozan. Off target from outside. Takes the 13-footer. It's good on the putback.
And the offense has just operated really smoothly here in the open floor.
They've done very, very well in transition. The problems have come in other areas, which is why they're trailing.
And so it's Toronto winning this one. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. DeMar, this team is playing well together. How are you encouraging and fostering that sense of all of you being together and playing well?
We're just making everybody comfortable, making each and everybody on this team comfortable. If it's jump shots, if it's attacking the basket, even if it's on the defensive end, we're just giving each other confidence every time we practice.
And it sure looks like it out there tonight, DeMar. Thanks a lot. Kevin, back to you.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. See you next time.